Hello, dreamers. This is Melody Pash, the Dream Diva, and we're going to talk about hands today. I know that you have hands in your dreams a lot, so I'm going to cover a little bit here and we'll see if this helps you out. Hands just in general, let's start there. Let's don't talk about direction yet. Just hands in general are going to be on the positive side. They're going to represent typically service, what you do. They can also be connected to your occupation, as in how you make a living, your income, that kind of thing, what occupies you. And what you produce, right, is going to be about your hands. They can also represent relationship. We shake hands with someone. That's about coming into agreement or being in relationship, being in covenant to some agreement, right? With some agreement. So it can be your work, like I was talking about, it can be your occupation. It can also be about just connecting. So think of holding hands with people. That's just a connection. You might be in a dream holding hands with Jesus, or you might be holding hands with your spouse or with a sibling or something to that effect. That's just about connection, right? It just means there's a connection there. And so that may be part of the message of the dream. Also, on the negative side, it can be, of course, wrongful service. Wrongful service being service or something that you do out of obligation, false responsibility, not something that's from your heart, but something that you're doing for the wrong reasons. That's what wrong service means. Performance. So it's driving your actions. A lot of times you will see people that will serve just because service is connected to their identity, and they don't think that they are going to be accepted or credible or valid or received or loved if they're not performing. So that's also not something you want to be doing. It has to be out of the heart. It's a little bit like giving, right? The word talks about how you want to give out of a joyful heart. If you're going to give any other way, it's really, it almost negates what's going on. So your service has to be the same way. Your work, what you produce, your service has to be the same way. It has to be out of a heart that is full of love and is happy to be doing what you're doing, right? That's going to be what the service is about in your hands. So left hand, let's go to left hand. Left hand, which is more on the spiritual side, it's man's weakness, God's strength, right? But it's also connected to the north in the cardinal points. So cardinal points being our directions, our location, our directions, north, south, east, west, the four directions of the earth, right? That's what the cardinal points are. So north will be connected oftentimes with your left or with the spiritual side, which is also connected to your spiritual inheritance. Now, the left hand can be about holding weapons. It can be about authority. So it's authority. So you don't have to be left-handed in your dream to be holding weapons, but if you're using your left hand and you're really right-handed, it might mean that you're using something in your left hand as a weapon, be that negative or positive. It could be either way. Okay, on the negative side, it's going to represent, again, like I said, the weakness of the flesh. So it's you sometimes trying to operate out of your own strength, but you have no strength to really operate productively, let's put it that way, or proficiently in the services of God, because you need God's strength to actually do what you need to do, what you would need to accomplish, right? So right hand, let's talk about the positive. Again, let's look at the cardinal points. It's going to represent the south. Now, judgment comes from the south a lot of times, and that can be a good thing, not a bad thing. But the positive, it also holds ammunition. So again, it's about holding a weapon or operating with the arsenal or the ammunition that you need. It can also represent authority based on relationship, similar to inheritance of the kingdom, right? First in order of appointment or commissioning. Things go to the right when we're talking about appointment or commissioning. Strength and honor. Now, it can also be about supremacy. That's in a positive way. So it would be supremacy over your enemies, over the enemy, right? Not over victims, but supremacy over the ploys or the agenda of the enemy. And also execution of decrees. It can represent execution of decrees, like in Isaiah 48. The negative side of the right hand would be representing false confidence or pride, the strength of the flesh, which a lot of times we will put our faith in what we can do in the natural, and it doesn't serve us well. But false confidence, or what's going to translate into pride, and unrighteous supremacy. So victimizing those who are in our sphere. That's what that would represent. Okay, well, I hope that helps with hands in your dreams, and we'll talk again later.